Hello, student, and welcome to our today's class. Today, we will read a poem, and it is written by D.H. Lawrence. And the title of the poem is Piano. Now, in the image, you can see a lady playing a musical instrument, and this instrument is known as piano. It produces very great music, and in most of the Bollywood and Hollywood films, this is one of the exotic items that is shown now and then. So, in this poem, as you can see in your book, a lady is shown who is playing a piano, and just near his leg, which is not in this picture, one small kid is playing. Now, about this poem, Raskin Bond says that the poem brings out the beautiful and innocent relationship between a mother and a child through the image of a piano. It is has poetic in complete sense. So, in this poem, the poet T.S. Lawrence take the symbol of piano and he established the relationship between a child with his mother. So, first of all, let's go through the poem. Piano. Softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years, till I see a child sitting under the piano, in the bottom of the tingling strings, and pressing the small, poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings. In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betray me back, till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home with winter outside and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tinkling piano our guide. So now it is vain for the singer to burst into clamor with a great black piano appassionato. The glamour of childish day is upon me, and manhood is cast. Down in the flood of remembrance, I weep like a child for the past. So you have seen, and you just listen the narrations of the poem. So let us see the summary of the poem. So in this poem, exactly what happened? The scenario is like that: a man is sitting in the drawing room and a very beautiful lady, she is on the piano, and she is playing the piano and she is singing a very melodious song. Obviously, the lady is singing a song just to impress the man, but interestingly what happened, the man attentions just got diverted from the lady's song to his childhood memory, where he can see that his mother, she is playing the piano, and as a child how he was so happy to play around her. That means during his childhood the poet mothers too had been playing a very nice, very beautiful songs in piano, and and he was very happy. So that's this line says here, softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years, still I see. So the lady is singing a song, playing a piano, but as soon as the piano plays, what happened? The poet goes to his past when he was child. A child when he was very happy to play in and around his mother's lap. And mother too, she was happy. In spite of myself, the insidious mystery of song betray me back till the heart of me weep to belong. So the poet says that now I'm a big man, I should not lay down by the emotions of the past. But what? The emotions of his childhood was so strong that he cannot but goes back to his childhood. So here, in spite of myself, the insidious mystery of song. Now, what it is said, the lady is singing very beautifully, okay? But the song cannot capture his attention. And what happened? Betray me back. Here, betray means to cheat. Now, why the word betray is used? Betray is used because he seems to be in the room listening the song of the lady, but actually where he is, he has gone to his past in his childhood. So in his childhood, his mother too played the soft and beautiful music. And you see, to the old Sunday evening at home with winter outside. So during the winter season, her mother will be singing and playing the piano, and all the family member will be there listening and appreciating her. Usually, this program used to be happening on Sundays. You see, to the old Sunday evening at home with the winters outside and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tinkling piano, our guide. So now it is in vain for the singer to burst into clamor. So now, when the poet is already taken to his childhood memory, he is totally away from the song, what the lady is singing, what is the theme of her song, or how high or how beautifully she is singing. That doesn't matter because the poet has already lost his attention. Now he is in the past, so that it is said, so now it is in vain, means it is no use for the singer, how hard, how beautifully, or how much high pitch she is giving to her song, that doesn't matter. Now he is not here, he has gone back to his past with a great black piano appassionato. That means whatever great passion she is putting to play the piano, it doesn't matter. The poem is still in his memory of his childhood, where he can see his mother playing the piano and he enjoying and playing. The glamour of childish day is upon me. The poet is saying that the child, his childhood days, his time with his mothers has engulfed him, has captured him, so much so that he cannot be come back from there. My childhood, the glamour of childish days upon me, my manhood is cast. Down in the flood of remembrance, I weep like a child for the past. So here I weep like a child for the past means not exactly is weeping. It is, you can say that here weep word is used to mean longing. Now, longing means wanting. Yes, wish for or to want something. So, though he is a man now, but the piano played by the lady, the whole scenic environment of that parlor, that means that room where he was with that lady, has taken him to his childhood. And now he is just missing his childhood. So that what it is said. I weep like a child for the past. So you see, this poem is so catching and so emotional. The poet very empathetically has established one relationship between the piano and his childhood and his mother. So this is the beauty of the poem. The piano played by the lady has taken him once again to his beautiful, trouble free, carefree childhood. Now he is a man. And a man life is full of chaos, full of trouble, this and that, lot of works. So it is a pressure where he almost forgot his childhood days. But the piano played by the lady has once again brought back all the memories. And now he is missing his childhood. He want to go to the same childhood day. So that's all in this poem. And when you go through yourself, you will be appreciating it better. And we have a lot of questions in the exercise. For example, for our practice, you can see your first questions asks us, taking me back down the vista of years. Who has taken whom back down the vista of years? So obviously it is clear who has taken the lady's song and the piano that she is playing has taken the author, the poet, back to his childhood years. What does the phrase mean? The phrase means his most precious, beautiful. Vistas means most beautiful childhood days. What time is it and in what manner does the person sing? So it is the dusk, that means it is the evening time and the lady is singing very nicely. What does the person trigger in the poet's one? What does the person trigger in the poet mind? So the person or the lady who is playing the piano, she just triggered the poet's childhood memory. So notes will be given. So in short, this is all which is in this poem. Now, in this poem, some very beautiful words are there that it is we should know. First, you can see the word dusk. Now, what the meaning of dusk? Dusk is the light, the other word, or you can say the sunset. When the sunset, sun setting time, so that is that time period in Hindi. If we'll say that it is sham, so this time period. So the lady was in the room and she was playing the piano and the time was just sunset sham ka samay tha, so that is, so vista word meaning is already there. A child is sitting under the piano in the boom of the tingling string. Here tingling means tingle actually, which means just like prickle or sensation. It is just like sensation when you touch your or during wintry when somebody touch your hand or behind the neck, what type of sensation come, that is called your tingles, okay, tinglings, gudgudi type, something like that. A child sitting under the piano in the boom of the tingling string and pressing the small poised feet. Pose means very beautifully, or pose, to give a pose, something like that. In spite of myself, the insidious mystery of song. So here, insidious is actually has a hard meaning also. Insidious means slowly affecting. Means something which is affecting you slowly. Usually in a harmful manner, but in this poem it is not like that. In this poem, insidious mastery of song means the lady's song is now trying to take him away from his memory. That is why the poet has said it's insidious, because now he want to go to his childhood memory, but lady's song, the lady was singing a song and playing the piano, her song was also beautiful and melodious. So that was also attracting him. So that's what the poet want to say. Betray, already I have said. Betray means to cheat in a sense, but in this poem you can say to take away. In this poem, this is happening. And Hymns in the cozy parlor. So hymns means song only you can say. Here hymns will mean songs. And we have one more cozy. Cozy means comfortable, comfortable, luxurious. So now it is in vain. In vain means useless, okay, or of no use. Afterward, clamor means shout or shouting, making a noise to attract. A positive word meaning is already there in the book. Down in the flood of remembrance. Here, flood of remembrance. Flood of remembrance. You know, only flood means when a huge amount of water comes, that is called flood. Remembrance means you remember something, you recall something. So here, flood of remembrance means you, in simple or one word, you can say nostalgia. So whole the poem is nothing but nostalgia. Nostalgia means going back to the pleasant memory of your past. The piano played by the lady in the dusk hour in the twilight and very beautiful hour of the ending of the day took the poet to his childhood memory. So whole the poem is nothing but nostalgia, going back, remembering the past memory again and again. So that's the reason why the poet has used a very special technique, and it is what most of the word he has used. You can see it is in continuous tense. You see, tingling, afterward, singing, sitting, praising. So all these words is continuously one after another memory is coming to him. Okay then, so that's all.